Okay, so we survived the night out here on the side of the road. Here's the mountains over here. You can just see them right outside the window there. It's much more textured with the morning light shining on it too. I'm gonna go back over to the national park and kind of see what the conditions are looking like, and if it's even possible. The wind last night was crazy. Like, it was probably close to 50-mile-an-hour wind or something. Like, the whole car was moving. It was insane. So if it's like that on top of the mountain, I don't know if it's something I should try to do. I heard the winds can get pretty crazy up there, so I'll go talk with the rangers and kind of see what they're suggesting. Alright, I'm just getting packed up right now and hydrating like a fish. This is supposed to be a 6 to 8 hour hike. It's Guadalupe Mountains, the highest peak in Texas, which is pretty cool. That's a good first summit, I think, for the trip. But anyways, it's supposed to take 6 to 8 hours. Usually when you see those, if you do a little bit of hiking, you can beat those times. So I'm thinking it's going to take maybe 5 hours. Or maybe a little less, I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'm gonna time it because I'm just curious kind of where I stand in terms of my shape at the moment. All right, there's Guadalupe Peak up there. We're just gonna go for it. Oh, what time is it? We gotta time this situation here. All right, it's 8:40 right now. Let's see how quickly we can hike this thing. We're not quite at the top yet, but you can see the van down there. A little tiny toy car. You probably can't see it on the GoPro, but he's down there, or she's down there. I don't know. Exciting. Gosh. Yeah, well, I gotta stay on the left here. Alright, so I just went around a bend and now it's like a woodland area or something. We're in the woods now. It's starting to kind of plateau at areas, so I think we're just doing big zigzags now up the mountain, which is good. I was talking to another guy on the trail back there, and he was saying it kind of flattens out like this, and then there's one last final, difficult climb right up to the summit. So it's good. I can catch my breath and see if we can't finish this hike out. Oh man, this is awesome. I'm loving this hike. Guadalupe. They get a 10 out of 10 from me. Alright, so check this out. This is the backpack camping area. So people can hike up here and camp the night and then go up to the peak and such. You can see one guy left his bag and stuff over there. A lot of times hikers will do that. They'll have their pack with them, and they'll just drop it and go off. So he probably hiked up here, camped, packed his camp up, left his bag, and then went up to the peak. It's just the thing they do on the trails. You just leave your bag, and it's generally understood that you don't touch someone else's stuff. Oh, okay, hang on. Let's check this out. Wow. It's crazy. This place is beautiful. Look at that. All right, temperature's dropping pretty fast now. All right, there's the backside of El Capitan. So we're getting way up there now. I don't know if you can see it, but there's these weird little round circles, or just green over there. They do this weird type of farming. There's a little town over there called Del City. I was looking at on Google Maps. It's like the most bizarre thing. It looks like little alien crop circles or something. I don't know. It's insane how far you can see right now. And it's a pretty hazy day. On a clearer day, this would be, you could just see for forever, just about. That's so cool. All right, so we made it. It's the highest point in Texas.
That's quite a vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct, yeah. That is
Born and bred hasn't. We're taking him up there.
He's got it now though, right? All right, so I'm just kind of walking around, checking out the rest of the top of the mountain here. Made it up in 2 hours, so not bad time at all. Lots of really cool people up there. It's so fun. Everyone out here is super friendly, and you know, they've all been trying to get out here and do these hikes and explore national parks and stuff. So it's really cool to hear everyone's story and, you know, see why they're out here, what they're looking to find and see. It's pretty neat. All right, so now you should be able to see Del City over there and all those little weird farming circle things they got. You can see it a lot better now that we're all the way up on top of the mountain. It's just crazy to me to think that, like, I'm looking at stuff that otherwise would only be viewable on satellite images from Google Maps and stuff. It's bizarre. Because I remember looking at them on my computer and thinking, oh, I mean, that's a neat thing, but I'm not going to be able to really see that because, you know, you'd have to be at such a high elevation. But here we are. So speaking of elevation, we're at 8,751 feet right now. So we're on up there. Crazy. So there was this ranger that had hiked up to the top of the mountain. She was just picking up litter and checking on things and this and that. But she was telling us about the state park. It's apparently a relatively new state park. It was only in 1971, I think is what she said. And the way they ended up getting it was there was a dude that privately owned the land, and he and his wife were living out here. But back then, it was a pretty inaccessible area. And so they just decided to donate the land when they moved back closer to civilization. His wife was kind of ill, so they had to move back for that reason. And he decided he wanted to donate it. And there was another guy next to him that owned some of the other land here, so they had to make like an agreement with the guy that still owned that other private property. And once they got all that squared away, they were able to open up the national park. And apparently some of that land is still owned privately, so there's some like weird rules here at Guadalupe, like they close certain gates at certain times in the evening. So you kind of have to plan your hikes around that. But it's really interesting. Lots of super cool history here. I keep bumping into people I was boondocking with last night at that little rest area. I guess we all had the same idea. Go climb Guadalupe. It's so funny. This is fun. This is fun. 4.5 hours. Not bad. Not bad. I'm proud of that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and make something for lunch here. And we're heading out for El Paso, and then we're gonna head over to White Sands in New Mexico. So we'll maybe stop and get a taco in El Paso or something. So my thoughts on El Paso. Not very impressed. It's like random dogs running around. I want to leave. I'm not getting a taco here. I'm sorry. If I'm understanding correctly, those mountains over there, that's Mexico. So I've seen Mexico. I've looked at it with my own 2 eyes. It's good enough for me. Time to get to White Sands. Okay, so this is a fun story that happened off camera. After I drove through El Paso, I came back into New Mexico, and I was taking 54 up towards Alamogordo, and I'm staying the night here, and then I'm going to go over to White Sands in the morning. On the way up, though, there was like a blockade, like a checkpoint thing, where the Border Patrol was stopping everyone that came by. And I obviously was not expecting this. And I was a little nervous just, being around, because I don't have a passport with me. So I was kind of nervous just being around the border in general. And I was like, man, every now and then a GPS takes you to some crazy place. And I was like, goodness, kind of nervous about where I was. But I mean, I knew I was in New Mexico, I knew I was going the right way, this and that. Anyways, I stopped at the checkpoint. And I was a little nervous, I guess a little shooken up, because I really wasn't expecting this to happen. So I pull up, and this guy, I roll the window down, and I roll up next to him, and the Border Patrol officer looks at me and he goes, "You look nervous, buddy." It's always a good way to start that. And so I was like, I had my license ready, which he apparently didn't really want. all of a sudden he just goes, you know, you're going in Mexico right now, right? And I was like, no, I thought I was going to Alamogordo and New Mexico and such. He's like, no, you're going into Mexico. This is the border. And I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, crap, did my GPS take me the wrong way or something? And I thought maybe he was joking. I really couldn't tell. But I was like, I just went, okay, well, do I need to turn around then? And he goes, no, it's too late for that. And I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what's going on. And then he starts laughing. He's like, nah, man, I'm just kidding. Anyways, after that, he was like, this is just a checkpoint. Have you been to one of these before? This and that. And I told him, no, I hadn't. This is the first one I'd ever ran into. And he said, okay, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, you know. Are you, you know, what country are you from and such? And I told him I was from America, this and that. And he was like, okay, cool. And he goes, where are you going? And I told him where I was going. Said I was going to White Sands and this and that. And he was like, okay, great. Open up the back, please. So he opened up the back. He just looked in real quick, checked out, you know, what was in the back of the van here. And then he came back and he was like, all right, man, you're good to go. And he said, you know, just go ahead and take 54 up there and then take 70 down over to White Sands. And he said, it's a really cool place to check out. He said you can like slide down the sand like it's snow or something. So he said, anyways, he was a really nice guy. Just scared the crap out of me. And because he kept saying it was the Mexican border, like, since I've been here, I'm like, am I in America? Am I in Mexico? Like, where? I don't know. I'm like all psyched out about it. Anyways, it was crazy. So that being said, I've made it to Alamogordo. I'm going to be staying here in this parking lot. I don't super duper love this parking lot. It's a little iffy. So this is probably the most concerning one I've stayed at so far. It's not like terribly dangerous looking. It's just not my ideal choice, but there's literally nothing else around here, so it is what it is. I'll be heading over to White Sands in the morning, and then after that we'll be heading on. So I think this is as good a place as any to go ahead and end this video. Thank you for watching. Summiting that mountain is really cool. Guadalupe Park is a really neat place. It's worth checking out, especially if you want to actually hike to the summit. It was a really cool experience. So alrighty guys, I will see you in the next one. Hopefully we're in America. I don't know.